Then welcome back. We're currently have woken up our cryogenically frozen passenger, and we have discovered something, and now I have to give you guys a little more background information on the world you're in. He is what's known as a Gentek, which are currently illegal. For a period of time, there were a number of people that were genetically altered, usually at birth or within the womb. They were genetically changed, and they became, in essence, superior people, having like this psionic powers, sometimes strength, agility. Basically, they were just made better, which eventually started bothering those people that were not genetically altered. And so they rounded them up and put them in a space station just outside Earth. And as a solution, they turned the space station into a spaceship and sent it out into space. Now, this occurred probably about 40 years after the Enterprise went into space. And the location of that ship is unknown, but it is assumed that they went to Alpha Centauri to find a habitable planet, and then they made their own place there. But they don't know for sure because they did not keep in touch.
Jealousy is an ugly thing.
So, although when she joined the Enterprise crew, she would have been considered illegal, or she was perfectly legal. Now she is considered an illegal creature, meaning if anybody else finds out that she's a Gentek.
But none of us know she's a Gentek, correct?
You do now because she just used psionic powers. That's a dead giveaway. So, you guys all know that.
So the Doc and I are the only ones that know that.
Currently, yes. Okay. Yeah, that would be true.
She knows she's an illegal.
She doesn't know that, no.
So I'm going to take the Doc aside and say, we need to keep this on the down low. Yeah, I got complete faith in your ability to keep quiet, don't I, sir?
Yes, actually, it might not be a bad idea if we look in the personnel files and find someone that was not a Gentek among the personnel.
And change her name?
Give her a new name.
That is a good idea, and since you have the ability to do this, why don't you go ahead and do that? So before we meet the rest of the crew.
That's what he's going to be working on. Okay, real quick, let me do a little check with his med kit. Okay, so on his medical check for you, he rolled a total of 23.
Nice.
Which basically means you are no longer wounded.
Thanks, Doc.
He gave you some aspirin and took care of your headache. I'm running better for him than anybody else.
All right, now we got the fuel synthesizing and filling up the ship. I hate to impose upon you, but we need another person so that we can get this ship back to Saturn. I'm going to take her aside and say, listen, your species is no longer allowed free.
And we must execute you. So, I'm in another room.
So we're going to, I don't want you to tell anybody else. Doc and I is the only ones going to know. Don't tell anybody else. Don't use your ability unless there's nobody around or if we're in a tight situation. And we're going to change your name to somebody else's name so nobody knows that it was you. but they want to think you died on the ship. Okay? All for your safety, my dear.
I understand. And I thank you.
And being the last living member of this crew, the ship should fall to you. But since we rescued you from such an evil creature, I would like to extend a courtesy to you of asking you to join my crew. And then we'll, of course, split the proceeds with you.
I agree.
Very well. This has been a great day.
Okay. Incidentally, she also has, it's minimal training, but she has been trained in pilot and astrogation, and she can run the computer scanners.
So what is your piloting skill exactly?
It's a die-4.
Okay.
But she does have some skill in it.
But she can take a shift for sure.
That's good. We have almost everybody has a little bit of piloting skills, so that's good.
Well, as long as it's pointed in the right direction, she'll be all right. There ain't much to hit in space.
So, Doc, you come up with a name yet before we introduce her to the rest of the crew?
Well, let's see.
Can you just alter the records and take out the fact that she is a pre-gen?
But he would have to give her a different name and a different title. But we'll just say that there was another counselor that was completely human on the ship, so that she still has the counselor rank. So it won't seem weird when she starts doing the counselor speak. Let's see.
Lisa Monroe.
Okay.
Well, Lisa, welcome to the crew.
Yes, and the fact that it's been 100 years since anybody's heard from them, any family she might have had aren't going to have a clue whether she's her or not.
Hey, Cowboy,
Go ahead, Cap.
we about ready to move these tubs?
I don't know. Are we about ready to move these tubs?
Okay, it's going to take, let's say at this point, 9 more hours to finish synthesizing the fuel.
That'd be a big negative, Cap. We need
Well,
enough fuel.
I think we need to do some more exploration, make sure we ain't taking anything else that's going to harm society.
I don't care about society, but you can search if you'd like to, sir. And by the way, gentlemen, we rescued a counselor from cryogenics that Victor was taking care of, Lisa Monroe. She'll be joining the crew and helping us with our salvage operation here. So we are now fully in charge of this vessel.
Roger that, Cap. That's excellent news. Welcome aboard.
All right. So you want to take a look around?
I'll help him.
Okay.
I'll start astro-navigating the course back to Saturn for both ships.
Okay. So go ahead and make me a roll on that.
Crap. Okay.
Okay. Is anyone trained in investigation?
I am.
Nope.
Huh?
I am.
You're the only one that is, so you're the only one that has any kind of skill in searching, huh?
I got a good notice.
Yeah, that's so notice is perception, and investigation is the
Investigation.
investigation. Yeah, it's
So are you really dead set on this, Clay?
Well, I'm just thinking, we was attacked by nanobots. They could be other things that the scanners don't pick up.
True, but I'm just going back to sell the ship, and they can keep whatever's on it.
I would kind of feel bad if we wiped out society.
Well,
I would feel bad if we got attacked mid-travel.
Captain, I'm going to
Yeah,
interrupt the comms a little bit and let you know that I believe that the food stations could be sold independently of the vessel itself, and we can make a healthy, tidy portion of cash off of just the cargo, and then the ship individually. That's my advice. But I'm just a pilot. I don't know anything.
See, what I was thinking is somebody would pay even more for the ship with those because it's such a historical thing. They'd pay even more to have that stuff intact that's in there.
I've got a feeling that the government's going to step in and try to wrestle these negotiations.
That's why we're going to Saturn.
What about the armory?
We're going to Saturn to sell the stuff and be done.
Weapons are hard to come by. We're not supposed to have them.
I'm sorry, Chadwick. I did that. You cut out on me. What did you say?
What about the armory? We're not supposed to have weapons, and weapons are hard to come by. If they're dismantled, they wouldn't know what they are.
You've got enough skill, don't you, Meep, to reassemble some weapon parts into workable weapons, don't you? You got the repair skill, right?
Well, I'm thinking whatever weapons are in the armory, dismantle them and stash them on our ship.
Sure.
That way we have them in case of emergencies.
But you have a repair skill to be able to do that, correct?
Yeah.
I've got a good repair.
Yeah, because if memory serves, we were informed that the weapons were not assembled in the armory, and the only thing that we could really salvage for the initial investigation of the ship was just ammo for, I believe, the captain's handgun.
I think so. I think that's exactly what we heard.
And but there are weapons parts that I think whatever we don't assemble.
No, I think
and use
Victor destroyed them all. We're going to have to write that off as a loss.
Well, I'm saying that we assemble some and then keep the rest in our cargo hold and sell them. But my astronavigation roll was a 5.
Okay. So you've plotted a acceptable course. It should get you there with no big issue.
Roger that. Course laid in and ready whenever we're able to depart, Captain.
That's 9 hours, correct?
That is correct, sir.
Okay, Meep, let's go do some investigation.
Could we not tow the Enterprise for a ways for the 9 hours?
We don't have enough fuel. Based on our navigational, the ships use 2 different fuel sources, and we don't have enough fuel in the Savage 1 to tow it and make it back to Saturn. We have enough fuel to make it back to Saturn.
Well, what about towing it part way with Savage 1 and then towing the rest of the way with Enterprise?
I don't know if the Enterprise has the towing capacity, the towing tools to do so in a safe manner. That'd be something for you to look at while you're doing your exploration to see if there is a towing package on the Enterprise.
That'd cut our time down.
Make sure it has a trailer hitch. See if we can tow it.
It's got a 2-inch. It's got a 2-inch ball, and it'll only accept a 1.5.
If we can do that, that'll cut down on the rotation times and people can get more rest. So, if you can find a towing package on that ship, that would be very beneficial. It'll take longer. It'll take longer to get there.
All we'd have to do is if we definitely have a towing package. All we have to do is hook up our towing package in the back and let it drag us.
Yeah, but that makes our ship get caught in the. You see, there's a danger of us actually. Well, no, maybe you're right. That might work. That's really up to the GM to see if it'll work.
Your engineer is a MacGyver, so he can come up with all kinds of stuff. So you just go to the cargo hold and see what you've got.
You want to go to cargo hold first,
or the armory,
or the armory first?
Because you can start. We can start taking some of those crates of weapons over here to the while we're waiting for 9 hours. We can start getting some of those weapons crates over onto the Savage 1 into our cargo hold. Our very small cargo hold, keep in mind.
Neat.
Is that what you want to do, Meep? I'll have the airlocks open and ready for you guys to make
Okay,
a
yeah,
quick
okay.
transfer.
We're going to the armory first.
Does that sound good, Meep? Going to the armory first for you guys?
So when you get to the armory, roll me on the investigation.
All right. I got a die 6, so die 6, die 6. That is a 6 and a 3. So re-rolling the 6.
You're exploding.
Is it a die 6?
Yes.
Yes, roll it again.
It's a 5. So it's 11.
Okay. With Clay's ability, with the damaged weapons that are in here, he should be able to put together 2 rifles
Right.
that are functional, based with the what he has to work with. He could put together 2 rifles that are functional.
Right. We're going to clear all that stuff out, all the ammo, everything. Send
And
it
you
over there.
also find the ammo for you. You've got 20 actual rounds for your handgun.
Nice. Then
And
we'll
I
go to
think-
the manifest.
I
Pull
think
it up.
Coop and the Cap should carry those rifles. They're the only ones skilled in shooting.
Okay. There are additional weapons in the cargo hold.
Aha, yes. Not anymore. Victor destroyed all this stuff. I saw it.
And if you leave all of this damaged stuff, that's
Let's throw some in here. There you go. There's your pieces up there. It's right there. Let's
And
get this
with
stuff over to
and with well, Doc's busy and Mike's busy. We could probably delete the weapons off the manifest, and no one will ever know they're here.
well, see, the problem with that, I always find that they find a way to see what was there and see if it's been deleted. And we just say it was destroyed and we have pieces.
Oh, sure. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Because I know how them DMs, I mean, how them police officers are.
Those are government officials.
Yeah. So, Coop, if you want to get this stuff thrown over there, put it in our hideaway hole, we're going to be rich.
You want to put it in my secret stash, the one that's on the outside of the ship?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
we
like,
don't want to.
I don't think it would fit there, buddy, but we can try.
Yeah, because if we get boarded and searched by a regulations crew, we don't want to be busted with weapons. So yeah, I think that's optimal to put it in your secret stash on the outside of the ship. You didn't know you were gonna be running Firefly, did you, John?
That's
That's
kind of
us.
what it is.
Well, I didn't know that. I've never watched that show.
You should.
Oh,
you would love
man.
it, Shadwick.
It
You
is
would love it.
awesome.
I tried. I fell asleep within the first 15 minutes. It's like boring.
Okay, where's
I
that
couldn't get it.
delete button? Hold on a second. Where's that at?
I just couldn't get into it. But
What is we got? All
Okay,
weapons.
so where are you going to go next?
So yeah, I was gonna say they did the cargo hold in the armory. What else did they
Well,
want?
you
might-
went to the armory. You have not went down to the cargo hold. You just found in the manifest there were additional weapons in the cargo hold. You haven't done a search in the cargo hold yet.
I think we need to check it out. They may be space
Sounds good.
scooters.
We're going down.
Okay, so
Space
go down to
what?
the cargo hold.
Hooters.
Space
Roll me an
Hooters.
investigation check.
Scooters, not Hooters.
I was like, what? Why would they store space hooters in the cargo hold? What is that?
That's a 1 and a 6.
So you're exploding with the 6.
A 1 and a 6.
Yeah. So there's another 6 and a 5. So
So
that's
that's
17 on
17.
that one.
17?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Six,
you rolled
six,
it 3
5.
times?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. So, man, in the cargo hold, you've got the 3 stations, the supply stations.
Uh-huh.
There's also a long robotic arm that was used to send out those stations and set them up.
Okay.
You also find a small shuttlecraft that was designed to take people to the surface.
Oh, get out of here.
Like I said, space scooters.
Yeah, it's a 4-man craft, but it is capable of entering and exiting an atmosphere.
I have a way of running away now.
Now, is there a hatch that opens the cargo? Is this in a hangar, or is this just a disassemble?
There is a hangar door at the far end of the cargo hold.
And if that door is opened, is there like a pressure shield that comes down, or how is it not venting everything out into space?
There is another airlock set up on it.
Okay.
Basically, another.
So you got to
wall
go through an
right
airlock to get to the hangar.
now. Right.
So you go. Okay, gotcha.
Basically, you go in, you get in the shuttle, you drop the wall, and then you can open the hangar to let it out.
Now, will the shuttle fit inside our spaceship?
Savage One, or attached to it in such a way like the Phantom and Rebels. Just say yes, Johnny. You know you want
probably
to.
find a way to attach it to the Savage One. Yes, I mean it would not fit inside. You don't have anywhere inside where it would fit, but you could probably
Do a
attach it
hatch.
to the outside.
Do a hatch, or
Yeah, with the use of your space.
Yes, sir.
To do it.
Yes, sir. That sounds great. That sounds great.
I mean,
This is why we got to train Coop in piloting. So he can.
You also have the, several metals and things of that nature down here.
Like rare ore metals, type metals.
No, just metals. Basically things that would be used to repair the ship.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So we can synthesize parts.
Yeah, basically, you could create the parts you need to
create
the docking bay on your vessel.
So how much metals is there? Like 10,000 tons?
There's a lot.
I think if we can get it home, we're in good shape.
Yes.
If we get it home, we're in good shape. But I would like, Meep, I know you're exploring over there, and you guys just told me about the shuttle. Where would you think would be the best place to start working on preparing the Savage One to be the home for that shuttle for future endeavors? On the top, on the bottom, on the side. What can I do in these 9 hours?
Okay, well, now your towing setup is on the bottom, so you probably need to put it on the top.
Okay, and then a hatch that goes up into it. I'm excited. We have a shuttle.
So I think we should move all these metals over to the Savage, just in
You don't
case.
have enough room on the Savage for all
We
that.
don't have
We have room though. We have room.
But now I would like to point out that you, in addition to everything else, you find 12 rails that would be suitable for your weapons on the Savage One.
because the
Rail
Enterprise,
guns.
For
we
your
have
rail
rail
guns.
guns on those
Rails
Savage,
that are
on the
about-
Savage.
That will fit in your railgun.
But
Cool.
the Enterprise does not fire rails; they fire lasers, right?
Right, they have lasers in the torpedo.
So
There are
if we-
6 additional torpedoes in the cargo hold.
So we have 10 torpedoes now.
Yes.
All right. So if you can get those rails over to me, Cooper, I can start storing them close to our weapons.
The rails, is that the guns ourselves or the
It's
ammunition?
the ammo. It's the ammunition.
There is also a mining laser here.
How big of a mining laser?
Like an asteroid mining laser?
Basically, yes.
So
Now,
we hook that to the shuttle pod.
and because it is a mining laser, it is not technically a weapon. So if you attached it to your ship,
We could mine stuff as well. Like if we couldn't find any salvage, we can find some asteroids and make money that way.
Or we could blow up ships with it.
Well, yeah. I was thinking practical purposes. You said all about
yeah,
making money.
for basically the mining laser, it's identical to the laser array, only it only does 2x10 damage instead of the 3x10.
But we don't have enough time to attach all this crap to the ship. We just have enough time to move it over there.
In the 8 hours or so that we have left.
Yeah.
But I do want to move as much metal as we can over to the Savage. So if something happens, they come and seize this whole thing.
We have something.
Have something.
Yeah.
So. Or, okay, just spitballing here. Are the food stations worth more with the food than the metals? Which is worth
They
more?
would be.
Let's move the food stations over instead with all the food we can hold.
So you can get 2 of those into your cargo with no problem.
And how many tons of food?
Well, I don't know tons per se. It's just because it's freeze dried.
There's a lot.
Let's just say for your crew of currently 8 people, there is enough food in it to last you for 12 years.
12 years of food. That works. And 2 food stations. All right.
Out of curiosity, since we're building this world as we play, do we have like a home base, a place that we have a hidey hole that we, besides the ship itself?
You've been spending most of your time on the colony at Io.
Okay. So
That's where you go home, basically.
So we probably have a hidey hole hideout there that we can put some of this stuff.
Yeah, we can say that. You've got one. There's 4 moons on Jupiter. You could have something on one of the moons that's not inhabited with no problem.
I've been saying Saturn. Duh.
Well, he said Saturn.
Well, no, there's a space station at Saturn.
Yeah.
And if you
Okay.
can get your salvage to that, the message can be sent out and you have claimed it.
Oh, okay.
You can't sell it at Saturn, but you can, if you can get to Saturn, to the space station outside of Saturn, you can make your claim official there.
Okay.
Then you can move on to Io, and you can start selling things at Io. Or you can move on to Mars, which is the next station, the next colony, and they could pay more. Io doesn't have as much money. So,
But the chances of
if you get it
getting
all the way to Earth, then that's where the big money comes in.
but the chances of us losing this from here to there incrementally increase.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of how we feel when we get to Saturn, if we get to Saturn, if we think we can make the next run. Because pirates, based on the war and everything that happened, there's much more places for the pirates to hide as far as physical things between Saturn and Mars.
Asteroid belt.
Yeah. So there's a really good chance that they could get us, if we try to go through there. They might try to get us anyway if we just bring our ship there to sell the food stations. So go ahead, Shay.
With an engineering state of mind and examining the 2 ships, which one is a superior ship?
Okay, the Savage is a faster ship. It is more mobile. The Enterprise is a bigger ship. It can take more damage. It has better weaponry per se. I mean,
But the other one is bigger.
The Enterprise
the
is
Savage
bigger.
the Enterprise is bigger.
The Savage is a small salvaging freighter type ship.
But here's the thing, though: the fact that it's the Enterprise makes it more valuable than a ship of the same size.
Well, the fact that it's 100 years old, it was the whole mythology behind it going missing, all that stuff. That makes it not just that. The government's going to want to see the records. They're going to find out what's going on. They're going to want to.
Basically, they're going to want to know what happened.
Yeah. So, if we're smart, and Lisa agrees to it, she needs to not tell anybody she was on board that ship. She needs, because once they find out that she was a crew member on that ship, they're going to take her. And unless she wants to be taken, I don't think she has anything to hide. There's no secrets there. I mean, she's just a crew member. With a weird robot that had a fetish for her. I mean, but
Have you looked at her?
No, I've never seen her.
Oh, that's right.
I'm talking over comms. So the situation with that is, Lisa, can you hear us?
Nope, she doesn't have a headset.
Oh, well, there you go.
Lisa, this is Cowboy, the most handsome of the group.
Whatever.
I've got a couple of quick questions for you.
Okay.
A lot of things have changed with the government over the last 100 years or so. I'm not sure how long you were in the cryo chamber that they woke you up from, but the situation is, once we get the Enterprise back into governmental space, because we're not in governmental space right now, we're going to get paid very well for it, but they're going to want information. Now, I would like to say that if you'd like to continue to run with us and be a part of our crew, which would be very valuable, I'm sure, I would not say that you were a crew member of the ship, because as soon as they find out you're a crew member, they're going to take you and they're going to interrogate you. And yes, we fought for the government during the pirate wars, but we've seen their interrogation techniques, and they're not pleasant. They probably won't care if you live or die. So keep that in mind. I'm just throwing some advice out there to you, Lisa. But yeah, I would recommend that you not tell anybody that you were a member of this crew. We all know it, and we'll all keep the secret. I mean, we haven't been around Coop very long, maybe a cycle or so, but he seems like a decent fellow. Is he on the comms? I don't know if he can hear me. But
I can
he
hear you.
seems okay. You're a decent fellow, right, Coop?
I try my best.
All right. You're not gonna tell anybody that she was a member of the crew, are you?
Not a soul.
All right. So I'm just a pilot, though. That's just my thinking. I've seen some crazy stuff, and I've seen the government blow up entire cruise liners just because there was somebody on board who might have been a traitor. So just keep that in mind. Killed hundreds of people for no good reason. This is a cowboy out. You can give the headset back to the captain.
The government hasn't changed.
So we've got to start moving the metal, whatever metal we can, and the food, the 2 food stations, over to our ship. Leave 1 food station on board that ship. Try to sell them all individually, right? Maybe we sell 1 to Saturn, to Io, put the other 2 back on the ship and move them further in the solar system. That way we have enough cargo. I mean, and give us enough money to run on until we get there. Because we're not going to be able to sell, I don't think we'll be able to sell the Enterprise that far out. I think we're going to have to bring it
At least
inward
Mars.
ring. Yeah, inward ring for sure. Any thoughts, Meep? You got any thoughts about that?
Okay.
I don't think he knows his name is Meep.
Hey, your name is Meep. Please respond.
I think he's locked up.
He looks like he looks like he's locked up. He's only moving like 1 frame per second.
There he goes.
Here he goes.
Maybe.
Meep,
Maybe, are you there?
Meep, Grease Monkey, Clay, are you there?
Hey, that's me. What?
Yeah.
I didn't know you called me meat.
Yes, we're calling you Meep. Yep.
I was busy looking around the cargo hold.
You got any thoughts about bringing the Enterprise to all the way to Mars? Because that's the only place we're going to be able to really move it. I mean, we got to get to Saturn first to claim it, but then we got to get from there to Mars. You got any thoughts about that?
It can be done.
How much of that? How much of that fuel do you have down there, Meep?
I don't know how much is left.
Yeah, Mike was doing it.
Well,
Yeah.
he's got a portion of it. How much is left in the cargo hold? Did y'all bring all the fuel up there?
There are 2 more canisters in the cargo hold.
And is that enough? Going to be enough to get that big bastard to Mars?
What he's synthesizing now will be enough. You actually have 2 more canisters.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's the 2 canisters, but keep in mind that it's the same fuel for your.
Is it the same fuel for Savage?
Not for Savage, but for the little
shuttle too.
shuttle. So you might want to hold on to some of that
Okay.
for your shuttle.
I just want to make sure we could get it where we need to go. So, I'm done talking, guys.
Okay.
Captain, as far as I'm concerned, it may be a good idea to think about upgrading the Enterprise for our own.
No.
We'd never be able to keep it. We would never be able to keep it. They would come hardcore after us for it. It wouldn't just be pirates. It would be.
The government. And
No, I'm not the captain. I'm just the pilot. I answered his question for him because he was eating. He was eating his rations.
Okay. Just a thought.
well,
You have
I wouldn't mind having a ship this size, but we can't keep the Enterprise. We can buy another ship this size. That'd be fine. But this ship is worth more than a ship this size because it is the Enterprise. And then anybody who wants a piece of this is going to be coming after it. So we have to fight all the time.
And then we also don't have enough crew to run it on a constant basis. We have enough crew to run it on an emergency basis. But to run it on a 24-hour, 365 cycle, we just don't have enough crew.
Right.
I wonder if they go by 365 out here.
Well, they would because you guys are from Earth. Everybody is from Earth.
Ah.
So you would. To date, there are no alien races.
Okay.
Don't worry, we'll find the first ones. They're going to be some kind of demon spawn from another dimension that happen to inhabit a doorway on the moon of Titan.
Mars.
Moon of Titan.
It's gonna be Doom.
Jupiter.
The Doom Slayer's gonna come out, and
Well, I thought he was going to Event Horizon at first, but then
I was too.
Well, you know, I watched Event Horizon again recently, and I was surprised at how closely it began the same.
Yep.
I did not realize that I had done that.
That's my favorite haunted house movie of all time.
So, you have investigated the
Armory and the cargo hold.
the armory. Is there any place else you want to investigate? You haven't went through any of the personal quarters yet.
I'm kind of up next to the armory, kind of waiting, see if they want to go anywhere else after finishing all the moving.
Well, Meat, are you satisfied now, or do you want to do more exploring so we run into zombies and get killed?
That's fine. I'll just look for whatever can be found. We can do
Well, there's always
whatever
the
now.
personal quarters that may have something.
Zombies.
And then
Yep.
you also have the robotic or the Kong area, because there was some discussion about removing a power cell to make the Mazer a more efficient weapon.
I wonder if you use more than one power cell, if you can increase the damage on it. No.
Sure, we got MacGyver back here. I'm sure he can figure it out.
I say we figure out a way, instead of trying to increase the damage, we figure out a way of a recharge.
Well, we took the battery out of the robot. We could use that battery to charge it at a station. The only problem is it doesn't have a battery with it.
If you put a battery in it, and if MacGyver can, if Clay can create a kinetic charger, you just need a handle that you pump to build the charge inside that battery to fire a shot again. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't take much finagling to do it. You just find the right material, and you can pump the kinetic charge and charge the battery, and then fire a shot. Then it'd take a long time to do it, but you'd be able to fire multiple shots, and you wouldn't have to worry about replacing the battery. Kind
Or
of
we
like
just
a
put
crank,
a solar panel
like
on it.
kind of like a crank wheel. Just put a crank wheel
You're
on it.
farthest from the sun you could be and still be in your solar system.
Well,
Solar's going to work real good.
I thought so. Speed of light, it's here already, baby.
Did
Right
you
there.
hear that
Yeah.
sarcasm? That sarcasm came from Johnny. He never is sarcastic. He just brought that. He brought the thunder. Okay, all right.
It could be hooked to the spacesuits too, on the respiratory system where there's a turbine on the exhale to charge it.
And it spins it as it charges.
Yeah.
The turbine spins
Yeah.
it and builds it. If you use the kinetic battery idea, sure.
Or do we like to watch it? You just move them up and down, it does itself.
But you would have to be in the suit to use it. If you just put
Yeah.
the kinetic charger on the weapon itself, you just pick it up even out of the suit and rotate it and fire it. But you'd
Yeah,
have
dude.
but it would never hold the charge though. The charge would dissipate if you didn't fire it. So
Why?
unless he builds it perfectly, if he builds it perfectly.
Perfectly. Come on now. He's
Oh,
MacGyver.
that's true. That's true. It is Meep. He is the best engineer in the galaxy.
Well, we could always fix it where it shake it like them old flashlights.
Well, that's what I said. Like the watches, yeah, you just shake them and they just widen themselves.
You're picking
I was
this
thinking
giant
of the
laser
one,
and
I was
shaking
thinking the
it.
flashlights you wind up.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. And then
Well, it'd be like, well, that would be too much like on Futurama where they played Pop Goes and Weasel when they charged them up.
I've seen some episodes of Futurama, but I don't remember that.
Yeah, they was in a war, and their guns, they had to wind them up like that, and they played Pop Goes and Weasel like a Jack in the Box. And that's the reason I was kind of skirting the idea of a hand crank.
All right, let's get our stuff moved over and get this thing going so we can get back to selling.
Yeah, well, it should take us about 9 hours to get everything. Now, is the shuttle fully fueled in case things go badly for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all need a roll for any of that stuff, or
It powers up fine and all
Yeah,
that?
we'll need to do some kind of repair roll to build the whatever you're going to do for to hold the cargo or the shuttle.
Well, I figured we'd
As
leave it
far
in
as
the hangar.
moving cargo from one to another, that's just moving. I mean, that's
Well, I
you're
figured-
moving stuff at zero gravity. I mean,
I figure we
But
just leave the shuttle where it's at until we get where our
Okay.
home at, you know.
well, we still need to be built the things for it to connect to, or then we'll have to wait the whole time for it to connect. We got 9 hours to kill.
Sure. Well, I'm not doing anything. I can start working on my side. We're putting on top. We're making a hatch on top. Does that
Yeah,
sound?
because our towing thing's on the bottom.
I think my repair skill is a 4,
That's what mine is.
I believe. Let me double check here.
Whereas Meek down there is a die 10, I believe.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah, but he's working on other stuff, I thought.
He's just walking around
Well, I
looking
would
for
work
stuff.
on whatever I told him to work on.
Mine's a dive. Is he going to be working with me, or am I going to do this on my own?
Don't let him do it. He's got a die 10.
All right. That means he's going back across the airlock. Sorry, Meep. I was going to do it for you, but we're going to put you to work, sir.
Well,
40
I
waters
would
in the
know
quarters.
airship. I know my airship, so I'm going to go see what I can do with the shuttle itself.
Well, we got to get the receiving end ready on our ship.
Right, but what I'm saying is I would know airship, so I would need to look at the shuttle to see what I can do.
Oh, sure. How we could attach it and all that stuff, what we could do to do it. I got you.
Okay. Do your notice check there, Clay.
All right, I rolled a 1 and a 4. Let's see,
Okay.
plus 2, so that's a 6 and a 3.
Well, that's right. You got a +2. I forgot about that. So you got a 6. You began doing an examination of the shuttle, and you discover that underneath the shuttle, it has a magnetic setup similar to your magnetic boots.
Okay.
That makes it easy to attach then.
Basically, I mean, you turn on your magnetic boot, you turn it, to lift your foot, you turn it off. It's a similar situation.
Electromagnetic.
Basically, to get it to lift and get out of the hatch, you turn the magnets off, it goes out. When you bring it back in, you turn the magnets back on, it connects back to the docks.
Okay.
So how's that fuel looking?
Okay. With all the investigation you've done, you're probably at 3 hours before you're ready to go.
I'm going to send out a message to IO. Let them know we're
Okay.
coming in.
All right.
Is there any fire activity in the vicinity?
Yeah, you need to do a scan.
I was asking IO if they had any fire activity in the area.
The
True.
usual.
We're a long way
Okay,
from.
there are,
Ohio.
okay, keep in mind that you were salvage 13. That means there are 12 other vessels with crews just like yours out in the looking for stuff. And then in addition to that, you've got pirates in the asteroid belt that may not be in the asteroid belt anymore because because during the war you kind of wiped those out, but they can still be out there.
Yes, but I was asking them if any ships have been attacked in their area lately.
No,
Okay.
there has not been an attack nearby.
Okay.
But
Those 3 hours in space time is not very long. That's very close to one another.
Okay, Cowboy, give me a computer roll.
All right.
You're going to be doing a scan.
Oh, double sixes. Exploded again. 18.
18. So, well, now you'd go again then if you got 18, wouldn't you?
That's 3 sixes.
No, it was 2 sixes and a 4. Oh, so that's
16.
16.
16. Okay, that's still
Math.
really, really good. Okay. You begin doing your scan, looking around. You're not detecting anything with the scan, but then you look over at a tab that you had left open recently, and you remembered that you were looking into the Kong units.
Yeah.
And
I
all the
remember
information on the Kong units.
I remember doing that. Yeah.
And then there's a little alert at the bottom of that that states that 2 other vessels were alerted that you were looking into Kong units.
Can I trace that? Which vessels?
The vessels are registered under Salvage 5, which is now known as the Windswept,
Okay.
and Salvage 8, which is known as the Glaive.
How was our relationship with these other salvagers?
You have never met them.
Okay. Not even in the war. And they were pinged because this was the last vessel the Kong units were used on, and it was this is like the big prize. This is like find that sunken ship that everybody's trying to find in
That's
10-4. How long ago were they pinged?
when you did it. That's been, what, 2
It's
days
been-
now?
No, it's been 14 hours. 14, 15 hours, something like that. We slept 1. That's 8 hours. It's not, we're about
6 hours in, so it'll be 14, 8, and 6.
Yeah, so 14. It's been 14 hours since I pinged them.
No, it'd be a little longer.
I had like a couple for us messing around with the ship after we found everything. So probably about 20 hours then, I would guess. 18 to 20 hours.
Okay.
Cap.
Yes, sir.
I was going through scanning for activity in the area, which I found none, thank goodness. Had a really good scan. Felt really good about it. It built up my confidence. But I would like for you to know we might have a situation. I'm not entirely sure. I could be just reading into things. But do you know how this is kind of like one of those sunken pirate ships back in the old days? You know, people looking for those gold doubloons and stuff on Earth and that crystal blue water that doesn't exist anymore. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Like looking for the lost city of gold.
Sure,
El Dorado.
And you know how, like, back then people would use their computers to see if anybody was, you know, looking around for it or if anybody found anything, you know, kind of
Cowboy.
saying like,
Quit dancing.
look, we've got 2 pings. 2 ships were notified after we did a research on the Kong units, and the Kong units were last used in this vessel. The 2 ships were the Windswept and the Glaive, which was Salvage 5 and Salvage 8. I'm not familiar with their crew. I don't know their captains. How about yourself?
I don't know. DM, do I know them?
You,
I have no idea who they are.
I think we're going to have some competition. Now, they don't have the best engineer in the galaxy, and they don't have the best pilot in the galaxy. So I think we're going to be okay.
And on
But-
that note,
time for a break. All right.
Time for a break.
Perfect.
we'll be back.